My name's Forrest. I'm originally from Michigan. We moved down here a couple of years ago, over here by Cocoa Beach. When I was younger, I didn't really realize it was a tremor. It wasn't really, it would appear in stressful situations. But as I got older, it got where I just couldn't control this arm at all. I have a tremor in my right side that I didn't even know I had because the left side was so bad.
Before he would do something, he'd hold it in his hand, and it would be very distracting for everybody because it would just be sitting there like this, and we'd all be like with our eyes kind of roaming. When you have the tremors, you put your hand on a table and other people are at the table eating, the whole table shakes.
Give you an example, this would be what I was doing, is this kind of thing, So you can imagine me walking around doing this, you can't control it at all. Fairly early talked with my doctor about it, and it was diagnosed as essential tremor. Okay, doc, what could you do about it? Nothing. There's nothing that you could do. I would troll for essential tremor info, maybe once every couple of months, just see what's out there. And it was pretty much always the same old stuff. 3 or 4 months ago, this procedure popped up. I filled out a few forms and that, and over about a 3 or 4 month process, it led me to the procedure out at AdventHealth Celebration.
Yeah, I do remember meeting Forrest initially over the computer on a video chat. His case was unusual in that he had tremor his whole life. So this was going to be a life-changing event, doing this procedure. He was also unusual in that we were going to do his non-dominant hand because that tremor was so much worse than the other side.
A lot of times you have a surgery or something, and then, okay, let's do physical therapy, and it's going to take 6 weeks for the wound to heal, and, don't do this. And, instead this was immediate feedback.
Before treatment, he was a little bit nervous. We chatted a little bit when we were shaving his head and putting the frame on.
Tell me, what are you looking forward to most?
Being able to use my arm again. It shakes so bad I just really can't use it for anything.
When we went to go ahead and do the procedure, he relaxed a little bit.
They are an incredibly choreographed group of people.
The nurses, the doctors, everybody was just phenomenal.
They explained that they'd be in a little bit.
They wear this ultrasound helmet. The ultrasound has 1,000 beams, and they all come from different directions, but they converge at the single point. This technology allows us to very precisely ablate a small, tiny focus in the brain. That's part of the tremor circuit.
They would apply a procedure, and then they would stop, and I'll come in, and they had a piece of paper with spirals on it and some lines, some dots to connect, and they would hold that over me, and then I would reach up with my left hand. Each iteration of that, everything got straighter and stayed in the lines more.
As we proceeded, on with the procedure, and he saw the results of his tremor going away, we were all hysterically crying in the room. And to see that happen in front of your eyes is a miracle. And as a healthcare professional, to have that result and know that you're changing someone's life is life-changing for me.
So the feedback is pretty much instantaneous. The total treatment time on the MRI table is about 1.5 hours, but by the end of the procedure, you should know what result you're getting.
I managed to carefully walk over to the bed, and then, my wife was sitting there, and I said, hey, look, and I went like that.
When I saw him and he held out his hand, I just broke down crying. I was just so happy for him. I would almost equate it to having a baby. I mean, the joy of seeing what that surgery did and accomplished is just, there aren't any words.
This is my left hand, and it's, can do anything with my arm, got complete feeling, touch, no numbness, none of that stuff. A long time with nothing I could do. And then all of a sudden, hey, it works.
It's been huge. He can do things that he couldn't do before. He can actually pick up a glass and drink without it spilling all over him.
I couldn't do this 2 hours ago, hold my phone and look up things off it. So I'm very impressed and pleased.
I don't know, it's just been a miracle.